Hello everybody, Levi Clay here, and I'm back again to do another Guitar Pro 7 tutorial video, and this is the one people have been looking forward to, I assume. We are going to be looking at drums, because drums have gone back to kind of how they were in Guitar Pro 5. So let's take a look at them. What I'm working on is Suffering Overdue by Black Label Society. I've just done the solo, and in the last video we did the rhythm guitars and padded things out, so it sounded quite cool. You get the idea. But now what I want to do is I want to add drums. So we're going to add a new track, and hopefully those of you who are watching will know that track is Control Shift and Insert. So let's try that. Control Shift Insert. Perfect. We go over to drums. Drums. Regular old drum kit. Good old drum kit. And here's where things are interesting. So we have standard notation, but we can also click tablature notation. And that's going to give you the old tablature settings that you were used to from Guitar Pro 5, hopefully. Now, I always found tablature drums very odd, but I know a lot of guitar players got used to them from those days when you pirated Guitar Pro 5.2. Let's be honest, you pirated it, didn't you? That's why you wouldn't move on to 6, because you had to pay for it. I don't know why I'm making jokes at your expense. You're probably still using 5.2 because 7 you again have to pay for, so it's extra funny because I didn't pay for 7, so stop laughing, Levi, you're a freak. So what I would say regarding tab is for drums, it's something that you want to move away from as fast as possible, because I don't believe it makes things any easier. I really don't. When you know how to notate drums correctly, you'll do fine. So this isn't about doing an accurate transcription of the drum part. This is about laying down a sort of drum part that fits Suffering Overdue. You know, it's close enough to the original. It's good for a demo or something like that. So what you're going to need to learn to do is very important thing here is you're going to need to learn which drum sounds are sounded by which tab number. So what we can do in order to get that is we can play each one of our numbers, and we can let me solo that. We know that 44 is going to be a pedal hi-hat, 35 is going to be a kick drum. Oh, was it a kick drum? Yeah. 36 is going to be a kick drum, 43 is going to be a floor tom, 45 is a mid tom, 47 is a high tom, 38 is a snare drum, 48 is a high tom, 50 is an even higher tom. Then we've got cymbals, hi-hats, crash, China, and that's it. Of course you can move things up chromatically to get open hi-hats and things like that, but in this setting I'm not actually worrying about that. I don't use the tablature, but if I were going to, if I'm like you and I want to use tablature, what I'll do is I'll familiarise myself with my numbers, so I know that sounds terrible, but let's use that awful sounding symbol, 52. So I'm going to use my first voice at the top here, and I'm going to go 52. And that should be a quarter note, and I'm going to do that 4 times, 52, 52, 52, 52. Okay, then I'm going to go into my second voice down here, and under that I want a kick pattern, so I'm going to play bu-bu-ka, bu-bu-ka. So my kick drum is 36, and my snare drum is 38. So again, under here I would do 36, 36, maybe put it there just so I can compartmentalise like that, 36, 36 and 38. Oh, just want to copy that bottom part now so it repeats. Now what I've got there is super rudimentary, not the most inspiring sound. This is a drum part. Let's see if we can change that crash sound. I've not spent a lot of time looking into our options for sounds, and I'd be very surprised if we had much luck when it came to drum sounds. Yeah, we've got drum kits. Okay, there are a few sounds. Yeah, okay, there are definitely some sounds that we can use. But, you know, if you're programming drums, you're not going to be using Guitar Pro, are you? So, yeah, and that crash is a bit better, but China even. They all sound pretty dreadful, as you'd expect. It's called Guitar Pro, not Drum Pro. So let's just go off our master, and let's see if we can just adjust these in any way, shape or form. So okay, so 96 gives us a choked cymbal. Let's just try, see, I need to do this up here. So we've got choked. That's all our only options. Wow. Hi-hat, open hi-hat, and again that's 92. So yeah, not much luck on the drum front, unfortunately, but that gives us our basic drum sound, which is really all we need, right? Now I'm going to use my copy and paste feature. To make sure I copy everything, I want to go up, and you can see that I'm dealing in multi-voices up here. I notate under voice 1, which is our upward-facing stems, you know, cymbals and things like that. You could, I guess, put your I guess the way I think of it is voice 1 is my right hand, so what my right hand is doing. Voice 2, I tend to have my bass and snare pattern, and then fills on toms and things can be dealt with in voice 1 or 2 or whatever displays best. You can deal with that in your tab, but really what you want now is multi-view, and that will give us all of them. So I can just use copy and paste here, here, here. Let's put a fill in here. So let's play Control 2. Let's insert a beat there. 38. See, being able to insert is really the way that you want to do this stuff. Da da da. Let's just do that. Same again. So copy and paste is your friend. And really, it's a case of I'm sure I know how painful it was for you. I'm speaking like we're old friends. Like, I know how painful it was for you learning how to use. Oh look, see what I've done there. I see what I've done. I moved away from voice 2 and I didn't copy the symbol across. So we want that. Yeah, I know what it was like having to learn to use the drums in Guitar Pro 5, and you don't want to have to do that again. It's just going dreadful, isn't it? There we go. But put in the time, you'll get there. That's all I can really say. Control 1. Just copy that across. So I've got my cymbal copied across. Now this is where the drums go into a half-time groove. And for anyone that knows anything about drums and writing for drums, I find it much easier to work in notation just because you know, I read music. So I'm just going to work in that if that's okay with you. Yeah, so as I was saying, anyone that knows anything about drums, very effective way of creating different feels. Half-time groove here, the snare is just on 3, whereas before our snares were on 2 and 4. Select all voices again. Let's copy and paste. And now it's just a case of adjusting my snare pattern. What am I doing? Adjusting my pattern so it fits how I want this bar to go. So that's fine. Let's just copy that same bar and then we'll put a fill in. Control C. Great, cool. Now we want the same thing, but I'm just going to put a slightly different pattern in here. That's working. That's awesome. That wasn't working before in the demo version. I'm glad I didn't bitch about that in any of these videos. I don't just bitch about things because I can, for the record. Insert there. What have we got? That. Oh no, I've done it again, haven't I? I need all voices. So drums doesn't have to be a painful experience, and if you've got some experience writing in Guitar Pro already, writing drum parts in Guitar Pro already, you're probably familiar enough with these. Let's take a listen to this. I'm not crazy about that. Let's not put that there. Let's just put that there. Play that twice. Three times. A lady. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm just going to do the same pattern. I'll just put a fill in the last bar. Nothing particularly interesting. Here I will play. I don't know why I clicked the tab. It's there, I get tempted. Sue me. And I appreciate that I've actually made a bit that I did earlier actually impossible to play. So I will fix that now. Going to do the job for us. So yeah, we can't have the what am I doing? Control 1. There we go. We can't have both parts, but what we can have, and this is where things get interesting or not interesting, this is where I would change this part for part 1. So put the 38s in upper voice, delete them from the lower voice, and then in the low voice down here I can have pedal hi-hats, because that makes the part playable. So I've done the same thing here. Let's just what was it, 42? Just put it in. Was it 42? 44. 44. Pedal hi-hat, 44. We'll just get rid of that top part. There you go. Right, now that should be our drum part. Down fine. But let's take a listen to it with our rhythm guitars and everything. I know taking drums in Guitar Pro, you know, as I say, Guitar Pro is exactly that. It's Guitar Pro. It's about guitars. The drums are never going to be fantastic, but they are there for you if you need them. Let's put a count in on that. Okay. Something happened there. Let's get rid of that counting. Nice that it's not tying that trill across, but fix it. And that's fine. I'd say I'm pretty happy with that. So we've done drums, guitars, bass. That's a good guide at how we can make these files. Let's be clear, it's not finished yet. You could present this, and it's certainly better than getting a shitty tab off the internet. That's what I do though. So if you have enjoyed this video and it was of use to you, of course drop comments and all that stuff, but you can also support me over on Patreon like these awesome people on the left here do. These guys support me at a $10 or more tier on Patreon, which is fantastic. Really appreciate their help. Can't put into words, so I'm not even going to insult them by trying to. It really does help me keep doing what I'm doing. And you can support me on Patreon for as little as $1, but if you would like to join this list of awesome people, $10, I'll keep making content and you'll keep being bloody awesome. You can check me out on Patreon just by clicking that button in the top left. You can subscribe to the channel by hitting that button in the bottom left. You can also check out 2 of my videos over there. There's a link to the playlist of all of these tutorial videos and another video suggested for you. Peace out guys, it's been my pleasure to serve, and I'll be back for another video again soon. Bye!